Hello, welcome to the lesson on subtracting mixed numbers. So let's go over the objectives. So here you'll learn to convert mixed numbers into improper fractions. You're going to make the denominators equivalent or equal before subtracting the second fraction from the first one. Write your answers in simplest form and convert them to mixed numbers. So let's go ahead and begin. So we have 4 and 1/4 minus 1 and 3/5. So what we have to do is take the denominator of 4 and multiply it by its whole number of 4. So that's 4 times 4, which is 16. Add 16 to the numerator, and that's 16 plus 1, giving us 17. Keep the denominator the same. So that's 17 over 4 minus, you're doing the same thing here, multiplying the denominator by the whole number of 1, which is 5, plus 3, which is 8, and that's written as 8 over 5, or 8/5. So now you can subtract as you normally would. However, we need to have common denominators. So we have to turn 5 and 4 into the same denominator. So looking at the denominators, we can actually multiply them together to give us 20. So we can turn this 5 into 20 by multiplying it by 4. Whatever you do in the denominator, you must also do in the numerator. So we're going to multiply by 4 here as well. Turn this 4 into 20 by multiplying it by 5. So now we have the common denominator of 20. So let's evaluate the numerators. So we have 17 times 5, and let's go over to the side here. And so that's 85 minus 32. And that's equal to 53 over 20. Notice that we have an improper fraction. We have to simplify this, meaning that the answer must be a mixed number. So in order to get this as a mixed number, we need to divide. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me just get this out of the way first. Okay, so 53 divided by 20. So 20 goes into 53 without going over twice. And 2 times 20 is 40. So we're going to subtract 40 from 53. And that gives us 13. So our answer is 2 and 13/20. Let's go over to the second problem. So we have 2 and 3/8 minus 2 and 1/4. We're going to do the same thing as we've done in the first problem. We're going to take this denominator, multiply it by its whole number of 2, and then whatever answer we get, we add to 3, the numerator, okay? So 8 times 2 is 16, plus 3 is 19, and that's written as 19/8. Minus 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, so that's 9 over 4. Next, take a look at the denominators. Well, we can see that we can have a common denominator of 8, and the reason why I say that, if you take a look at 4, it divides evenly into 8 twice, right? So we can actually multiply 4 by 2 to give us 8. Leave the first fraction as it is. So we have a common denominator of 8. Evaluate the numerator, so we have 19 minus 9 times 2 is 18. And this gives us a result of 1 over 8, or 1/8. So let's go over to the next two problems here. Okay, so here we have 12 and 1/5 minus 2 and 2/3. So 5 times 12 is 60, plus an additional 1 is 61. That's over 5. minus 3 times 2 is 6, plus an additional 2 is 8, and so that's 8/3. So we can't just subtract, we have to have a common denominator, which will be 15 in this case. So let's turn this 3 into 15 by multiplying by 5. 5 multiplied by 3 to give us 15. Okay, so we have a common denominator of 15. And then we have 61, or 3 times 61, which is 183, minus 40. Okay, and then let's go ahead and subtract 40 from 183, and that is 143 over 15. So if you can see this is an improper fraction. We cannot leave it like this. We have to simplify this even further to where the answer is a mixed number. So let's go ahead and divide 143 by 15. 15 does not go into 14. 15 does go into 143 without going over. That's 9 times. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 4 is 13. And so 143 minus 135 is 8. So that means our answer here is 9 and 8/15. Okay, so let's go over the last one here. So we have 3 1/4 minus 2 7/9. So again, we're multiplying the denominator by the whole number of 3, which is 12, plus an additional 1 is 13. So that's written as 13/4, minus 9 times 2 is 18, plus an additional 7 is 25. So that's 25/9. So we can go ahead and subtract, but before doing that, we need to find the common denominator. The common denominator is 36. Turn this 9 into 36 by multiplying it by 4. Okay, 4 turns into 36 by multiplying it by 9. Okay, we have that common denominator of 36. Let's evaluate the numerator. So we have 13 times 9. So we have 13 times 9, and that's 27. So that's 117, minus 25 times 4 is 100. And so this leaves us with a result of 17 over 36. So that's how you evaluate subtracting fractions. So with that, I hope this was helpful to you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Take care.